Congressman, welcome back to the program here. Congress left for the holidays without taking that vote on whether to help 20 million Americans who are going to see their health insurance premiums rise here at the beginning of the year. Democrats and Republicans have their own plans, we know now, but was it a mistake for Congress to leave and not take a vote on either of these?
Well, we will take a vote. We have taken a vote on the program that will help reform minor reforms to healthcare. We still have the heavy lifting to do in January, probably under a Reconciliation 2.0. But yes, we've done things like help employers through the Choice Act, through the cost share reductions, giving them association plans. So we have taken the vote on a minor reform of healthcare to help employers and help our citizens get the insurance companies out of the way. But yes, we do have the heavy lifting for the major reform of healthcare coming up. Look, 15 years ago, Obama broke the healthcare. We now have socialized medicine, basically. So it's going to be a heavy lift to make a major reform to healthcare system in America.
Why do you think this wasn't any more of a priority for Republicans on the way out before the holidays, especially with the affordability looming as it is?
Well, I will tell you, this is one of the outcomes of the shutdown. The shutdown shined so much light on the problems in healthcare and Obamacare with the enhanced subsidies that are expiring at the end of the year. That sunshine is helping generate this momentum that we see today. We now understand, because of the shutdown, just how broken Obamacare is. So that has actually generated the momentum that we see now to do something early in 2026.
As a veteran, I'm curious about your thoughts on Venezuela. We watched the president order that naval blockade to prevent oil tankers in or out of that South American country. More attacks, most recently on the so-called drug boats, some in the Pacific. Russia's foreign minister, I'm sure you've seen as well, said he hoped that President Trump would not make a fatal mistake on Venezuela. Do you support the military action underway right now?
I do. We've had classified briefings with the senior secretaries and the legal beagles. This is the president. Look, the president is looking at the 72,000, the latest figures we had. 72,000 Americans died in 2023 from illicit drugs. Venezuela is a major part of that. So he's looking at that. I told the Democrats on the floor of the House yesterday, instead of trying to tear down Donald J. Trump, why don't we find a way to help stop the illicit drugs coming into the United States? So he's using constitutional Article 2 authority under the president to defend the United States. At some point, if this widens, yes, Congress will have to be consulted. But at now, the actions that he's taking are under Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution to defend the United States.
But is this about drugs or is this about oil?
It's about drugs. When you shoot drug boats, it's about drugs. And that's what we're talking about. Now, he has a show of force because he has a complete carrier battle group standing off Venezuela. I don't think it's about the oil. I think it's more about Maduro. And he would like to see Maduro leave. The problem is that the people standing behind Maduro are probably as bad as Maduro. But that is the key here. And so he wants to stop. Because Venezuela not only is transporting drugs, the cartels are transporting drugs from Venezuela, it's also a base for Hezbollah, for China, for Russia. So it is a major base in South America for what I call the axis of evil, our main adversaries around the world.
If Maduro doesn't leave, would you support U.S. military action on the ground there in Venezuela?
We would have to see the mission. And I've told everybody this. I'm a military planner for a decade. I want to see the mission. What is the mission? What are we going to accomplish before we do that? And at that point, we probably ought to have Congress involved. I've heard one briefing at the classified level. I would want to see the mission and what we're trying to accomplish and how we're going to accomplish it.
Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much.